welcome to another episode, guys. It's been great, like just, reflecting on this, what we've learned in 10 years and just having the privilege to share it with you all. Hopefully you're, gleaning some lessons and thank you as well for those who are, sharing as well their nuggets with us because we continue to learn from each other. Today's lesson, 10 lessons we learned. Today what we want to share is about having marriage mentors. It's incredibly important. And for this episode, I'm so excited, to have my brother, my friend here with me, Daniel Omolai. How you doing, bro?
I'm very, very well. Thank you to the Olumide Balogun family. This family is super, super, super wonderful. I don't know how to say thank you to you for the privilege of meeting you, growing together, learning things together. But I must give it to you that you've done really good, being there for myself and my wife. But then, a quick one. I'd like to ask you this question, and the question is this. Do we really need mentors in marriage? I must be honest, I feel at some point we really do not need mentors. So, do we need mentors? Let me start with
100%. 100% you need mentors. Because mentors, they help you not to make the same mistake they made. If any, you tend to learn a lot from them on how to live a successful marriage life. It's important that they are also important because you can learn from their experiences. It's more or less as if you're walking in their shoes. You get? Yeah. Do you have any other thing to add?
No, I think, wow, it's just like with everything else in life. If you think about the fact that discipleship, mentorship is something that really helps people, whether it's in their career or whether someone is starting out a business, they always have people that they go to. And the reason is not because one person is better than the other. It's just for us to be able to learn from those who have gone ahead of us. And you asked the question like, how important is it? I really think that a lot of marriages would, do better if they just had people that have gone ahead of them and are able to, in an authentic manner, in a way that share their own experiences, share their own vulnerabilities and help inspire, those younger marriages that, what, we've gone through this before as well, and this is how we kind of sorted it out. Of course, everyone will have like their own different ways of solving issues, but I always feel like the frameworks are the same, and that's why we personally, I've had the benefit of some great marriage mentors, Dr. and Sister Esther Akintomide, even from the time when we were courting, so that we'll spend time with them, fellowship with them. They'll come and fellowship with us at our house, and just being in that environment with them, gave us a lot of inspiration. So we love you. God bless you. Thank you for what you've done.
Thank you for how you do.
For our marriage. And also, Dan and Chioma, we've had the privilege of being there with you, for you, in this journey as well.
Okay, so I know you've been there for us, but I still have some couple of questions to ask you. And the next question I'd like to bring to you is, so is it at every point I need to run to a mentor for every crisis in our home?
For crisis.
See that?
At every point, she's breaking my head, I'm calling my mentor.
I think if there's a need, I think there's nothing wrong with you going with them. So far you have like, both of your life have like a solid relationship with them. Of course, you can go to them every time till you outgrow that phase of your marriage. Yeah, because marriage are always in phases.
Yeah.
So till you outgrow that phases, there's nothing wrong.
So well said. I think that, we've kind of developed a culture now that I think is a culture that can be inimical, to marriage, is the culture of suffering in silence, and I think that is where we need, to be honest with you, there are things in marriage that you feel like you want to keep amongst the couple, but when you cannot resolve those issues amongst
Yes,
yourself.
yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong. God will give, even when we pray to God and we ask God to help us, we talked about prayer. God is always going to use people. He's going to give you an inspiration on someone to go and meet. And I think that that is what we found useful. I remember,
in the early stage.
I remember a time when like my wife wanted to start a business, and I didn't disagree that she should start a business. I just disagreed with how she should start a business. And you know, because we were disagreeing and we couldn't agree, we just called our mentors like, come, and they came and they spent the weekend, you know, with us. They spent the weekend with us and we talked through, you know, that particular. Eventually, we did what she wanted.
I had my way.
I submitted to her way, but I think that those are some of the things that, you know, mentors, you know, essentially help us to work through and to wait through.
Oh, okay, so I wanted to ask just one more question, but another one just came up. And the question is, so are you saying if I have anything bothering me? Because, you know, this happened in a lot of marriages where you see the husband and the wife saying, but you don't have to take everything about us to them. Must you do that? So how do I address that?
I think that is, in that instance, I think it's important that both of you have like a relationship. Like you have a relationship with the man, your wife have a relationship with the woman, so it will be very easy. It will be very easy.
No, sure, you're absolutely right. I think having a mutual respect, you know, my wife does talk about like the man to the man, because of course there are manly issues that you want to talk about, you know, but you definitely have a relationship with his wife and you respect both of them. The wife as well respects the husband and the wife who are mentors. So I think it's important to have that conversation and decide and see who are the people that there's no couple that will not have a couple that they look up to, both of them, you know, that they can respect. So I think that is why, you know, just, you know, that you said directly to your question is, when it will be difficult then for the person to say, must you take it to them? And I also think that both of you should agree that you want to take it to them. You know, I think it's important to agree that, okay, you know what, we are going to take it to them. You know, we cannot solve this, and we need to be humble in that and say, you know what, we've been having this argument, why don't we go and spend time with our mentors, or let our mentors come and spend time, and let's just talk through this, you know, essentially. So as my wife said, I think that's, you know, something that's important.
Fantastic. So, okay, last one, so I didn't take so much of your time.
It's okay.
So what's the criteria to selecting a mentor in marriage? Because I need to know, because I feel everyone who is years in marriage should be a mentor.
Absolutely. You are right. You are right. I actually think that the fact that you are even pouring out to someone, you know, and you can be 1 year in marriage and you're encouraging people that are courting because you just came through a courting experience. You can be through 3 years in marriage and you're courting and you're mentoring someone that's just about to get married. You know, but I think my wife has talked about one, like there must be mutual respect, like both couples must respect, you know, those couples, or the couple that they want, you know, to be mentees. I think that, so that the other thing that we would consider is, are
they God-fearing?
Are they God-fearing? I mean, you know, are they, do you share the same faith? Do you share the same values? You know, I think it's, and when you're selecting a mentor, it's important to think about that. I think one that's particularly, I would say as well is, I think that, although we don't legislate it, but it's good when you have a couple that's not too far in terms of like the age of marriage. We normally think 5 to 10 years is fine. I mean, you can still have someone that's 20 years and can mentor someone that's just starting to get married. But I think that when the experiences are like a little fresher, like maybe you just had it 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I remember like our experience where I remember our experience where, you know, you were getting into 5 years in marriage, and you were having 5-year blues. That's what we call it. 5-year blues. You know? And when you shared it with me, I was like, oh, don't worry. like, we had these issues too.
Exactly the same issue.
We had these issues, and I think when you kind of like are able to, I mean, it was very fresh in my memory. I was able to share with you some of the things that we did to help us navigate that practically. You know, so I think that's something else is when you're looking for a mentor, someone that's like, you know, close enough that you can relate with, that's, you know, relatable, that you can engage with. So that you always talk about time, someone that has time and
someone that they must be able to spend some time with you.
Okay,
And also,
just like you.
yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
Always done.
Yeah, also they have to be authentic.
authentic,
Yeah.
yeah, they have to be authentic, like share with you honestly.
Honest.
You know, like I mean, I know there's even been times where you would come to us. I remember there was a time where you came about business as well, and I was like, I'm still going through this one. Let's all of us get together and let's talk about this. And I remember I was like, no, don't worry, I don't have advice. Me, I'm still trying to learn too. How we kind of
we learn from each other.
yeah, you know, yeah. So we came and we all like, you know, had to discuss it. So I think that at the end of the day, like being honest and somebody that can spend time and be vulnerable and share with you as well
I think
is
this
very
is what I'm taking as a take home from this, that we need someone who is really authentic. So it means you're real, you're genuine, you're truthful about every information you're releasing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
At this point, I want to say a big thank you for allowing
Thank
me
you
into
too.
your life, your family, and your space. God bless you. Really.
No,
God
thank you
bless you.
so
Thank
much.
you
Thank
too.
you so much, Radan, and you know, for the things that we've also learned from you. You know, honestly, you know, it's something that continues to be an inspiration for us as well. So we want to thank you all. Thank you all for spending time with us on this episode. So remember, like practical steps, look for a mentor, you know, that both of you respect. People that will, you know, have time for you. Now, you can have role models and people that you look up to, that's fine. But a mentor is someone that's able to spend time with you.
And you're able to
and
cultivate
you're
a relationship.
a relationship with. So thank you so much for spending time with us on this episode. I will see you in the next episode. God bless you.